Welcome to Boss Babe Level Up, a podcast that empowers the modern woman. Each week we cover topics like career growth, entrepreneurship, and personal development to help you reach your full potential. We provide tools, insights, and inspiration to take your success to the next level, whether you're climbing the corporate ladder or building your own business. So grab a cup of coffee, charge your mindset, and join us on this transformative journey. Let's get started on your path to becoming a boss babe. Welcome to today's episode, The Power of Being Feminine. I'm your host, Bianca, and I'm very excited you are here with me. Today, we are going to discuss the importance of embracing and celebrating your feminine qualities and energies. Being feminine is so much more than just being a woman. It's about connecting to those soft, nurturing, receptive, and intuitive aspects within us all. These qualities are in all of us, regardless of gender. They allow us to create connection, build trust, and care for ourselves and others. When we embrace our feminine side, we can become more vulnerable, open, and compassionate human beings. Femininity is often associated with words like gentle, emotional, and cooperative. But being feminine also means being wise, brave, and powerful in your own right. It's learning to listen to your intuition, set healthy boundaries, and speak your truth with kindness. So the next time you feel ashamed of a feminine quality within you, remember that it's actually a gift. Softness doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Nurturing others doesn't diminish your value. It enriches community. And being in touch with your emotions doesn't mean you're irrational. It means you're in touch with yourself. The power of femininity lies in celebrating what truly makes you unique. Your sensitivity, your compassion, and your ability to nurture and heal the world with love. Femininity is associated with qualities like empathy, warmth, sensitivity, and gentleness. Our modern, fast-paced world often undervalues these traits, privileging instead masculinity and its focus on achievement, competition, and assertion. But feminine energies like collaboration, relationship building, and caregiving are just as important for a harmonious society. When we embrace our own femininity, we open ourselves up to a deeper sense of self-worth, connection, and fulfillment. We learn to honor our emotions and needs, nurture our creative energies, and become more comfortable with vulnerability. We develop the confidence to set healthy boundaries while showing kindness and patience to others. We discover, as women, this inner wisdom allows us to approach life from a place of empathy, care, and connection. When we listen to our intuition, we make choices that support our well-being and fulfillment. We become attuned to the needs of those around us, able to offer comfort, understanding, and compassion. By honoring our feminine nature, we find our true strength. It's a strength born not of aggression or dominance, but of patience, nurturing, and love. This allows us to build communities and relationships based on mutual care and respect. So the next time doubt creeps in about the value of your softer qualities, remember that femininity, in all its forms, offers invaluable gifts to the world. Your sensitivity, warmth, and nurturing spirit are exactly what is needed to make this world a little kinder, closer, and wiser place. Embrace your feminine essence fully. It is your key to unlocking a life of inner peace, connection, and joy. Intuition allows us to sense the needs of others and respond appropriately. It helps us navigate relationships in a thoughtful and considerate manner. When faced with difficult decisions, listening to our inner gut can reveal the higher self and wisdom within any situation. Nurturing our intuition requires cultivating self-trust. We must learn to validate our inner voices, even when they contradict the opinions of others. With practice and confidence, Intuition becomes a guiding light, illuminating the path forward in a world that often seems chaotic and confusing. Intuition allows us to live from a place of inner peace and emotional balance. When aligned with our highest self, intuition empowers us to make choices that serve the greater good. It helps us act with wisdom, grace, and compassion. The more we practice listening to and trusting our intuition, the more graceful and empowered we become as feminine beings. As we embrace our innate femininity, we come to value qualities like compassion, patience, and sensitivity. We learn to nurture others through empathy and active listening. We find joy in connecting and building community. Our creativity and emotional richness add color and depth to the world. When women support each other in expressing our femininity, we uplift one another in our shared humanity. Together, we can redefine what it means to be feminine for the modern age. We can reshape a culture that undervalues soft skills and emotional labor. We can raise our daughters and sons to embrace balance between logic and intuition, aggression and gentleness. The reemergence of femininity in its fullness will enrich society as a whole. Men, too, will benefit from embracing their intuitive, nurturing sides. As we walk our feminine paths, we lead the way forward into a world that values care, relationship, and wisdom over productivity, materialism, and ego. The time has come to reclaim our feminine power, to live fully into who we were born to be, to empower one another as we share our stories, our struggles, and our strengths. Together we rise, a collective of feminine beings ready to heal the world one intuitive action at a time. Our feminine power has been dormant for too long, but now the time has come for it to rise up again. Each of us holds a piece of this power within, the power to nurture and care for others, to connect on a deep emotional level, to build community through relationship and communication. Let us honor this power by living our truths authentically and unapologetically. Let us raise our voices and share our stories, supporting one another as we walk our individual paths. Together we will redefine what it means to be feminine, creating a more balanced world where both masculine and feminine energies can thrive. The road ahead may not be easy, but we do not walk it alone. We walk hand in hand with our sisters, nourishing one another with compassion, patience, and wisdom. With each intuitive action we take, we inspire others to remember their own inner light. One by one, our collective feminine glow begins to illuminate the world. Darkness cannot endure this light. Healing begins, relationships transform, and a new story of humanity emerges. Our intuition guides the way forward into a world remade by the power of our united feminine spirits. Here's how to use your feminine energy to get things done in business and at work. Focus on people, not tasks. When tackling a project at work, focus first on connecting with and understanding the people involved. Ask questions, listen actively, and show empathy. Once relationships are built, tasks will fall into place more easily. Focus on listening deeply to people's needs and desires. Ask open-ended questions that show you care about understanding others' perspectives. Allow people the space to share their feelings and thoughts without judgment. Your compassion and presence will build trust and foster collaboration. Pay attention to nonverbal cues and subtleties in communication. Your emotional awareness and sensitivity can pick up on hidden dynamics that others may miss. Use this intuition to navigate challenging situations gracefully. Here's an example. Imagine you're in a meeting with your team to discuss an upcoming project. As people share their initial thoughts and ideas, you notice that Susan seems hesitant to speak up. You pause the discussion and ask Susan directly if she has any thoughts she'd like to contribute. This shows you've noticed her silence and invites her to join the conversation. Susan explains she has some reservations about the project timeline that others have proposed. By paying attention to Susan's nonverbal signals and creating space for her to speak, you're able to surface her concerns early on. This allows the team to have a productive discussion, adjust aspects of the plan, and make sure Susan's needs are also met. As another illustration, say you have a call with a client to review a design. Even over the phone, you can listen for any tension or doubt in the client's tone of voice. If you sense hesitation during the discussion, you can pause and ask open questions to understand the root of the client's concerns. By using your emotional awareness and intuition, combined with compassion and active listening, you can navigate potentially difficult interactions smoothly. This helps ensure the client remains happy and confident in your work, strengthening your business relationship. Have faith in your vision. While remaining open to feedback, stand firm in your values and goals. Your inner wisdom and sense of self will inspire others to join your cause. Lead with confidence, rooted in empathy and care for others. Celebrate progress along the way. Create space for sharing stories, strengths, and victories, big or small. Connecting people's efforts to a higher self will motivate them to keep moving forward. With an energetic feminine approach, you can transform your work environment into a nurturing, uplifting place where people thrive. Focus on cultivating human connections first. The tasks and results will follow. Communicate with authenticity. Speak from the heart and with emotional honesty. Share your feelings and vulnerabilities where appropriate. This builds trust and connection with colleagues. Be transparent about your emotions and needs in a way that feels authentic to you. Saying something like, "I felt disappointed when that result didn't meet my expectations, but I appreciate you sharing your perspective," models emotional honesty. Your colleagues will see that you're human, with real reactions and feelings. When you're frustrated, show it in a constructive way. Comments like, "I'm feeling frustrated right now because X, Y, and Z happened. What are your thoughts on resolving this?" Direct the focus onto solutions. This channels negative emotions into a positive force for change. Be willing to admit where you're unsure or need help. Phrases such as, "I'm not confident about this part yet. Can you explain your thought process?" displays humility and a desire to learn from others. Your colleagues will likely respond with their own candor and willingness to support you. Above all, communicate in a spirit of goodwill and compassion. Even when expressing difficult emotions, focus on connecting with others as fellow human beings. This will encourage them to open up in return, deepening your relationships and motivating everyone to do their best work. Focusing on goodwill and compassion will help all your communication within and outside your organization. Make an effort to see things from others' perspective and acknowledge their feelings as valid. For example, you can say, "I understand this result was disappointing. Let's talk through what we can learn from it to improve next time." Remember, people want to feel seen, heard, and valued. By communicating this way, you nurture a supportive environment where individuals and the team can thrive. Over time, this builds a strong culture of trust, empathy, and care that permeates the organization. Make connecting with others a priority. Have one-on-one check-ins to understand people's challenges, goals, and needs. Ask thoughtful questions and listen without judgment. Offer encouragement wherever you can. Small gestures go a long way. Send a quick note thanking someone for their insights. Congratulate colleagues for their achievements. Offer help when you notice someone struggling. With compassion as your guiding principle, you cultivate deep relationships that strengthen your work. Nurture this spirit within your team, and it will spread throughout the organization. Practice active listening. Truly hearing what others have to say without judgment is a key feminine strength. When others feel seen and heard, they open up and share more honestly. Active listening fosters collaboration and creativity at work. Make active listening a regular practice in your interactions with colleagues. Set aside assumptions and preconceived notions, and truly focus on what the other person is expressing. Some tips. Maintain eye contact and an open, attentive posture. Nod occasionally to show you're listening. Repeat back what the person has said in your own words. For example, what I'm hearing is X. Is that correct? This confirms your understanding and allows the speaker to clarify. Ask open-ended questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. For example, what aspects of the project are you most excited about? Or, how could we improve this process? Refrain from interrupting. Wait until the other person has fully expressed their thoughts before offering your perspective. Resist the urge to immediately provide solutions or give advice. Focus on understanding the other perspective first. Active listening takes practice but yields great rewards. By making a genuine effort to hear and understand others, you cultivate a more compassionate workplace where diverse viewpoints and ideas can flourish. Speak softly but carry a big vision. Women tend to speak with a softer tone and use fewer declarative statements. But when we share our visions and ideas with authenticity and passion, others take notice. Our visions have the power to inspire and motivate teams to achieve great things. Lead with grace and wisdom. Your compassion and understanding can transform toxic dynamics into healthy collaboration. Listen deeply for underlying needs and interests, then seek solutions that benefit all. Frame challenges in a positive light to maintain team morale and motivation. Practice self-care as you care for others. Set boundaries and say no when needed. Take regular breaks to refuel and recharge. Showing that you value your own needs models healthy behavior for your colleagues. Focus on bringing out the best in people. Highlight others' strengths and accomplishments. Give specific, positive feedback that encourages growth. Trust that people have good intentions and want to do their best work. Advocate for balance and harmony. Point out when excessive hours or an intense pace is causing burnout. Suggest ways to improve workflow and streamline processes. Remind your team of the importance of rest and rejuvenation. Nourish others with your nurturing spirit.
Your nurturing spirit and compassion can nourish those around you. By listening without judgment, you allow others the safety to open up and share their whole selves. Your warmth and kindness uplift their spirits and boost morale.
Make time each day to connect with your colleagues on a human level. Ask how they're doing beyond work. Share an anecdote from your own life. Send a handwritten note to brighten someone's day. Seek to understand before being understood. Approach challenging situations with empathy and a spirit of reconciliation. Remind others of their inherent goodness and potential. Focus on the humanity you share, rather than on differences. Be generous with praise and gratitude. Acknowledge contributions big and small. Express appreciation for people's efforts, not just results. Let your team know their work makes a positive difference. Infuse your leadership with heart. Your compassion will inspire others to lead with heart as well. Together, you'll cultivate a culture of care, connection, and mutual support. Use emotion to motivate others. Appealing to colleagues' emotions and sense of self can be far more motivating than logic alone. Discuss how a project impacts people and makes a difference. Help team members connect their work to a higher self beyond tasks and deadlines. Instill hope and inspiration. Remind your team of the impact they can make through their work. Use stories of real people to illustrate how your efforts will improve lives. Talk about the future you envision together and how each person contributes to making that future a reality. Appeal to values and principles. Discuss how your team's goals align with values like helping others, making the world better, or leaving a positive legacy. Refer to principles of fairness, equality, and justice that motivate your colleagues. Share your own passion. Lead by example by expressing your own enthusiasm for the work and the difference it will make. Your passion is contagious and can reinvigorate team morale when motivation lags. Create emotional rituals. Establish team traditions that build community and connection. Celebrate milestones and accomplishments together. Allow time and space for team members to share what inspires them and gives meaning to their work. Tapping into emotions does not diminish the importance of logic, data, and analysis, but by cultivating inspiration and motivation in your team, you unlock their full potential to achieve meaningful results. Inspire with stories. Use stories and examples to illustrate your points and vision. Stories tap into our natural desire for narrative and help complex ideas stick. Share stories of colleagues whose work has had a positive impact. Tell stories from your own life that demonstrate feminine strengths like empathy, wisdom, and resilience. Lead with the power of possibility. Focus on what could be rather than what is. Highlight opportunities and challenges and potential in people. When you share an inspiring vision of the future, others become motivated to help make it a reality. Cultivate an atmosphere of trust and care. Trust that your team members want to do good work. Show you believe in their potential for growth. When people feel cared for, they will give their best efforts in return. Lead with compassion. Approach challenging conversations and conflict with care, empathy, and a desire for mutual understanding. Focus on helping others grow rather than controlling outcomes. This builds loyalty, respect, and a culture of psychological safety at work. As feminine energy continues to rise in the workplace, we have an opportunity to reshape business culture. By embracing our intuitive strengths, we can nurture more human connections and foster creativity within teams. Here are a few more ways feminine leadership can transform companies from the inside out. Create an atmosphere of openness. Encourage an open and transparent sharing of information. Be accessible to colleagues and willing to listen to their ideas. This builds trust and allows teams to work together more effectively. Focus on relationships over tasks. Take time to connect with colleagues on a personal level. Get to know their motivations, challenges, and outside interests. Strong relationships form the foundation for meaningful collaboration and productivity. Use vulnerability to build empathy. Share your own struggles and challenges to build understanding and connection. When others see your humanity, they feel safer being authentic and vulnerable themselves. This fosters a culture of empathy within your team. Listen deeply and without judgment. Active listening and suspending assumptions can help resolve conflict, improve communication, and spark creativity. Make eye contact. Restate ideas back and ask open-ended questions to truly understand others. Share credit and spread recognition. Acknowledge colleagues' contributions openly and publicly. Give praise where praise is due. This rewards good work, motivates higher performance, and builds loyalty within your team. With these strategies and an authentic feminine spirit, you have the power to make your team, company, and the world a little more human. Focus on relationships over rules. Rather than enforcing rigid rules and procedures, nurture relationships and foster a spirit of cooperation. Create an environment where people want to do their best work, not because they have to, but because they care about their colleagues and the larger mission. Relationships built on trust, care, and mutual understanding form the foundation for high-performing teams. Listen deeply to understand colleagues' needs and perspectives. Be approachable and willing to have vulnerable conversations. Show you care about people's well-being, not just their productivity. Resolving conflicts in a compassionate manner strengthens bonds within the team. By focusing on cultivating positive relationships, rules and procedures will fall into place naturally. A spirit of cooperation will emerge when people feel seen, heard, and valued for who they are. Bring more heart into decision-making. Include emotional intelligence and ethical considerations into decisions, not just financial ones. Ask how a choice will impact people and the community. Foster a culture where the human element is valued alongside profits. When making important decisions, take time to reflect on how the choice may affect those involved at an emotional level. Consider whether the decision aligns with the company's values and ethics. Asking questions like, how will this impact the well-being of our employees and customers? Does it promote a culture of care and respect? Could it have unintended consequences for any stakeholders? Can help uncover potential issues that financial data alone may miss. Prioritizing human values in this way will build trust with employees and customers, signaling that their feelings matter. It can also inspire others within the organization to bring more heart into their own work. As feminine leadership principles seep into business, companies have the chance to move beyond a purely profit-driven model. By weighing decisions in terms of their impact on people's lives and fostering a culture that values people as much as numbers, we can build more ethical and sustainable organizations for the future. Encourage vulnerability and self-care. Model healthy boundaries and self-care. Normalize taking breaks, expressing vulnerability, and prioritizing well-being. When team members feel cared for, they will care more about their work and each other. By walking the talk, you set an example for your team. When you take time for self-care and recharge your batteries, they'll feel more comfortable doing the same. Share openly about your own struggles and need for work-life balance. This shows that prioritizing well-being is supported from the top. Encourage team members to set healthy boundaries and take regular breaks. Whether it's logging off on time, taking vacation days, or stepping away from their desks for fresh air, praise those who recharge and avoid burnout. Create a culture where vulnerability is welcomed and self-care is not seen as a luxury, but a necessity. Check in regularly to see how team members are coping. Ask what support they need and actively work to remove obstacles to their well-being. Offering flex time, remote work options, and mental health resources can make a huge difference. The small adjustments you make to foster a culture of self-care and vulnerability will boost team morale, productivity, and resilience for the long term. Listen to your intuition. Trust your gut feelings and inner wisdom. Use intuition to guide decisions and spot opportunities. With practice, your intuition will become sharper and more reliable. The feminine revolution starts within each of us. As we embrace and express our unique feminine gifts, we have the power to transform companies and ultimately the world for the better. The future depends on each of us living our truth with courage, compassion, and wisdom. Trusting your intuition does not mean ignoring facts and data. Rather, intuition can act as a compass to point you in the right direction. which you then investigate more rigorously using logic and analysis. Intuition helps identify promising opportunities worth exploring further. Then, reason and evidence determine whether to pursue those opportunities. Listen for intuitive nudges when making decisions. If your intuition strongly points to one option over others, pay attention. But don't make a final decision solely on intuition. Gather the relevant facts, talk to key stakeholders, and think through pros and cons of each option logically. Then see if your intuition still points the same way. If so, that option is likely worth serious consideration. Share with your team how you make intuitive decisions. Explain that intuition is one input among many, and transparency around your decision-making process builds trust. Invite team members to share their own intuitive insights to help the group's collective wisdom. The more intuitive voices included, the more innovative and high-performing your team will be. In time, practicing intuition will become second nature. You'll learn to distinguish between true intuition and wishful thinking. With practice, trusting your gut can become a powerful ally in decision-making, so long as it's balanced with reason, evidence, and input from others. Set clear boundaries. Assert yourself confidently when needed. Use I statements rather than accusations. Explain your needs and limits in a calm, firm manner that commands respect. The feminine power within each of us has the potential to change the world. As we embrace and express our unique femininity, we activate this power. So how can you harness your feminine energy for good? Here are some suggestions. Be authentic. Speak and act from a place of genuineness and truth. Stand in your values. Lead with empathy. Listen deeply to understand others' perspectives. Approach conflicts with compassion. Nurture relationships. Make meaningful connections a priority. Build community through care and collaboration. Set an example. Lead gently by living your ideals. Inspire others through your authentic feminine spirit. Spread joy. Share your creativity, humor, and warmth. Lighten heavy situations with grace. Take small actions. Even the tiniest steps, done with love, can make a difference over time. Stay hopeful. Have faith that love and wisdom will ultimately prevail. Your positive energy is valuable. Remember your power. You are a woman, bold, beautiful, and capable of changing the world one act of feminine grace at a time. Lead with vision, not authority. Inspire others with a compelling vision that taps into shared values. Lead from the heart, not just the head. Connect goals to a larger vision beyond material gains. As a leader, inspire others by painting a compelling vision of the future that resonates with their values and desires. Appeal to their hearts and minds by showing how the goals you propose align with a higher self that benefits all. Here are some ways to do that. Envision the ideal. Imagine a future where your goals have been achieved and the benefits are manifest. Describe this future state in concrete, yet uplifting terms. Connect to shared values. Appeal to values like community, fairness, creativity, or sustainability that your people hold dear. Show how your vision actualizes those values. Speak from the heart. Use passionate, sincere, and personal language to convey your vision in an emotive and heartfelt way. Connect with people on a human level. Highlight the wider benefit. Explain how achieving the vision will improve life for customers, society, or the world, not just for the bottom line. Appeal to people's sense of belonging beyond themselves. Lead by example. Live the values you espouse in your daily actions and decisions. Walk the talk. Your authenticity will inspire others to follow your lead. By establishing a compelling vision linked to higher self, you empower people with a cause larger than any one person. This intrinsic motivation drives innovation, engagement, and a shared sense of meaning at work. Lead from the heart, and others will follow. A vision centered around a higher purpose acts as a North Star to guide decision-making and set priorities. It helps people see the why behind the what of their day-to-day work. This brings meaning and motivation that boosts creativity, productivity, and team cohesion. As a leader, share your compelling vision in these ways. Be transparent. Clearly communicate your vision to people at all levels. Explain the why, not just the what. Share the backstory of how the vision arose. Ask for input. Invite people to contribute ideas for realizing the vision. Incorporate their suggestions where possible. Their sense of ownership will strengthen buy-in and commitment. Appeal to purpose, not profit. Frame goals in terms of how they serve people and make the world a better place. Focus on values over numbers. Celebrate milestones. Publicly recognize and reward progress toward the vision. People need to see tangible results to stay motivated. Revisit often. Reiterate and refine your vision over time as circumstances change. Keep the end goal in sight and adjust the means to get there. By articulating a compelling, purpose-driven vision and involving people in realizing it, you empower them with a cause greater than any one role or individual. This intrinsic motivation will drive the innovation and commitment needed to make your vision a reality. Encourage collaboration. Foster an inclusive, collaborative culture where diverse voices are heard. Focus on team synergy over individual accomplishments. Celebrate the contributions of all. Create opportunities for team members to provide input and participate in decision-making. Listen to all perspectives before coming to group conclusions. Recognize that diverse backgrounds and experiences can provide unique value and insights. When conflict arises, focus on finding win-win solutions that serve the team's overarching goals. Praise team members publicly for their efforts, giving credit where credit is due. Bring the group together regularly to celebrate accomplishments, both big and small. Remember that collaboration yields results greater than the sum of individual efforts. Foster a spirit of goodwill, trust, and mutual respect that allows team members to thrive. Practice nonviolent communication. Communicate in a way that builds up others rather than tears them down. Speak about needs instead of demands. Express observations factually without judgment. In business and in life, embracing your feminine qualities of empathy, nurturing, and vision can uplift those around you and transform the workplace culture for the better. Start small by bringing just a bit more heart, compassion, and authenticity into your daily interactions. Ladies, that wraps up this episode on harnessing feminine power in your everyday life. Remember, the smallest actions done with love and authenticity can make a big difference over time. So take that first step. Listen to your intuition. Lead with empathy. And spread joy through your feminine grace. I'm convinced that as more women embrace and express their unique talents, the culture of business and the world will be transformed for the better. I've been your host, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll join me again next time for more conversations on bringing heart and soul to our work.